Hi, everyone. Welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we have a special guest with us today, Amanda.
We sure do. It's the very, very awesome Payne Gilbert.
No, it isn't. It's Angela from Hazelhurst, Georgia.
You're like, no, girl, my voice is done.
Nope. Remember, that's retired.
You had a proper send off for it.
Yep. No more. No more. Bye
Hi,
bye.
Mary Payne.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Guys. Hi.
Hi. Hi. Hi. Mary Payne, your last performance of Angela, which you have clipped into a reel and put on Pink Shade Pod.
It took me 2 days.
Instagram.
It took me 2 days to do that reel.
Everybody get over there and follow Mary Payne immediately. It was a masterpiece. I don't know what you're sucking on as the cigarette. Is that a lighter?
Or is it a pen?
No, it's a lighter, like you do that and then it lights your candles. You can find these in my Amazon storefront.
Do we think Angela will ever swap out the Marlboro for a vape?
That'd be great. She'd probably stink a lot less. And
but how annoying would it be for her to go because she could do it everywhere in a way you can't smoke everywhere.
Smokes everywhere.
That's true.
She finds an opportunity. So yeah.
I'm just glad Michael is in an undisclosed location somewhere.
I'm talking to Emily and Kobe tomorrow.
We're gonna find out where he is.
I'm gonna be scanning the background for any shadows running around.
Almost running behind you.
Matching the striations in the rock.
Yes. Trying to figure out exactly what's happening there. Pretty sure he could be in the basement. Yeah.
Mary Payne, we finally have you over on Little Miss Recap.
Yeah. Not finally. We've had her before.
I've been here before.
What were you here before for?
Yellow Jackets.
Oh. Good memory.
Right. Good memory.
Very good memory.
That's why you keep me around, girl.
Jeez.
Yeah,
yikes. I'm like, I don't even know my name.
That's good. No, yeah, I've been to Little. I'll come anytime. Just give me something to talk about. I'm here. Whatever.
All right. What are you thinking of Chimp Crazy? How you feeling about it?
Well, I was worried to watch it because I didn't want to have any, animal abuse in my brain. And there's just a little bit of it. But, justice for these chimps. This is terrible. I did immediately go to Project Chimp and start watching all their uplifting videos to make me feel better for the ones that have been rescued. So that's made me feel better. But who was I telling? I was telling my friends at dinner the other night, Mary and Chris. I was telling them about it. And she was like, I don't want to watch it if it's going to be like mean to animals. Like, here's the thing. It's like Tiger King in the sense that you think it's going to be about like rescuing tigers or their fight against PETA or whatever. And it turns out to be about the people who are so horrible. And it's a Tiger King-ish situation, but with a woman. And you don't even know I bet in the first episode, they really thought the story was going to be about lady
Connie.
number one.
I thought it was going to be about Connie too. I did not expect Tanya.
Yep. They didn't know it was going to be about Tanya until they got their eyeballs on Tanya, the Dolly Parton of Lake of the Ozarks.
I agree.
Very worried about her skin.
I have to ask you what is happening with her face, because you know these things that we don't.
You know cosmetic procedures in a way Amy and I don't.
Yeah, I'll tell you. And by the way, I'm very excited because our bunkie John Reichart runs a cosmetic thing. He does injections and stuff. And I went and stayed with him one weekend and he gave me a friends and family discount and did a lot of things to me, which was fabulous. And so his person that trained him lives here in Potomac, Maryland. I live in Virginia, but in the area. And you guys were here. You understand it's all muddied up with the Maryland, Virginia sitch. And I got an appointment with her. And I'm so excited. So I'm going to end up looking like this lady. No, I'm not.
Dear God.
You won't. Okay, we'll come down and stage an intervention.
She obviously gets a lot of lip injections. I mean, that's obvious. She says it. She shows herself getting the eyelash extensions.
But all normal stuff.
Right. But what's the reason her face looks so thick, like her skin looks really thick, that is from the tanning bed. It's from, it's years
3 times a week. 3 times a week.
Yeah. At least it's not like our oh gosh, what's our show? Smothered.
Smothered, yeah.
Smothered. They went every day and they fought over bed number 6 or whatever.
Kathy and Christina.
Kathy and Christina, but they at least have that Italian blood in them where it's natural for their skin to look like that. Where this woman is like me coming right at it with like a a white blonde sitch. So her skin is really thick looking because of that. Also, she has tons and tons of filler in her face. Like if she sees one little, thing here, she's filling it.
Okay.
She sees one little thing here, she's filling it. When you're filling all those things, your skin just puffs out and out and out. And also sometimes your face looks like that if you drink too much. So
yeah. It looks really puffy. Like she feel like, we'll talk about
it looks like tight. Like
it does. Yeah, and it looks like, when she pressed on Tonka's skin and you could see the divot because he's in congestive heart failure. Like I feel like if I pressed on her face, I don't know. I don't think he doesn't look well to me.
So when I was in
because he's in captivity.
It could be the Coke and the
Happy Meals
too.
Yeah, the Happy Meals. Yeah.
When I was in the Bahamas on my high blood pressure journey, okay, and I went to the Bahamas and forgot all my medication and was panicked that I was going to send my blood pressure high because I didn't have the medication, thus sending my blood pressure high.
Right.
The nurse said to me, look, if you could push down on your skin and the white imprint stays after you take your finger off for like a couple minutes, you got a lot of fluid going on. That's when you have to be nervous.
Okay. I don't have that.
I like how we all test. Nope. Yeah, I don't have it either.
Nope. I mean, it makes a little dent, but then it pops right back up.
Right. It should pop right back out. Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So good, everybody, good. I'm not in congestive heart failure.
None of us have edema. We're good.
We're good.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay. Are we ready to talk about episode 3?
Let's do this.
Okay.
I watched there's only one more.
I watched it this morning. My husband has not watched this yet. I'm like, we're sitting down tonight. We're watching all 3 episodes.
Yeah. I think I might make my husband watch it.
I think I need to make
the only thing he ever watched with me in the last 10 years is The Bear. So maybe, I don't know if he'll like this or not, but we'll see.
I got Timmy to watch Love Off the Grid with me.
Oh, well, because he wants to live off the grid. So
yes.
You're just giving him ideas.
Fan life. Okay. So this is Chimp Crazy, season 1, episode 3, Headshot. We open up on some kind of raid. We're unclear as to what is happening here. We got the body cam sitch. We got footage of an FBI raid. Something's happening. Not good. Then we cut to the Ozarks, and Tanya and Tonka are just chilling. And she's playing a game with him where she runs to one side. I'll do the Mary Payne. And then we run to the other side. And he's like banging into the glass and rah, like, let me out. It's okay.
But see, it's sometimes that in cage entrapment situation runs the length of the room. And then other times she has it cut off in half, like a wedding ballroom where they cut it off in half if you didn't pay for the whole room. Sometimes she has it half, so he can't go to all the way to the end.
That must be when she has to get in there and like clean something or give them food, or
so she could go to one side or the other.
I need to talk about the cleaning situation here.
Okay.
How bad must this woman's house smell? We've all been in like the primate house at a zoo.
Yeah. I did take an aerial shot when she showed her her lair. I did take an aerial shot.
Huge.
There's so many outbuildings. What's happening in those outbuildings? I guess it's those other animals that she has.
Yeah, she has like kangaroo. She has. Does she have a giraffe, or am I making that up?
No, I think you made that up.
She has a camel, though. I think maybe.
Just name an animal
popping around her kitchen.
Yeah, name an animal, any animal.
Yeah.
I took a picture of that. I was like, what's happening? And how did nobody know a chimpanzee was living in that basement?
Right.
How did nobody? We'll get there. Okay. Fake director interviews her and asks how she explains that Tonka was supposed to be deceased. And she says, I opted to go against the court order because his health was at risk, and a 14-hour trip sedated will kill him.
Really?
And she wants to make sure he can live as long as possible. And then she says,
get her veterinary degree?
I know. And then she says, I'm here all the time. And when I'm not, he has an iPad and an email address. And I don't think he's emailing anybody, but if he is, okay.
What? Why does he have an email address? Why does he have an email address? And she should put a TV in there for him for real. And let him
she does show him little videos on Instagram. He could benefit from. We have something we call Toby TV in our house. We put on YouTube. Little squirrels come in to eat bird food, and my cat will sit and watch it for hours.
Oh, I can't have any kind of animal anywhere near my dog. She'll go bananas.
No, my dogs go nuts if they hear anything on TV, like the Chimp Crazy. They kept coming in the room like, what? Because it was like, ooh, 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 and they were like, what is that?
Did they bark?
Yeah, they just. I was like, "There's nobody. UPS man's not here. It's just a chimp on television."
My dogs bark, Mary Payne, if somebody has a beard. If somebody has a beard, they think it is an animal, and they begin to bark. It's bad. It's
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
All
Mhm.
right. Mm.
So, in the studio, the footage gets back to real director Eric Good. Is he cute?
No,
Could go
Mary
there.
Payne?
Could go
Okay.
there.
I
All
know.
right.
I mean, he's a little much of a he's too much of a holdie for me. He's a little too
Mm.
old for me, but he's cute. Yeah.
Okay. So he's like, what the fuck are they? What is going on here? Like, what do we do? And they call Dwayne, the fake director, and he's like, this has kind of become a kidnapping. How do we handle this? So first they talk about like, is Tonka being cared for? And fake director's like, he's not obviously being abused. Like
Right.
he seems to be okay. So Eric Good is like, let's just take this week by week. And he says, if we turn Tanya in now, we miss our opportunity to go after any bigger fish that are in this network.
And the fact that she did all of this on camera, like lying to a judge,
Yep.
all of it, and then
Perjured
just
herself.
perjured herself, and then talks all about it, and then
Mhm.
shows the captive in her home.
Mhm.
All which she knows there's a film crew there and a director. What is her end game there? Because she thinks that she's right, so she won't go to jail for it. I'm so confused as to why she told fake director about the whole thing.
She thinks fake director's on her side.
Mhm.
Because remember, he told her he was making a film to, like, I don't know, highlight these chimp stories or something like that. So
All
I think
right.
she thinks fake. That's why he had to get a fake director, because Eric
Right.
Good is like known now to that community.
Right.
So
I
that's why
also
we have
think it's
proxy director.
just her hubris. I think she just is so full of herself and her mission. She's like, they're not going to get me. What are they going to do? And she
This
hates Jared Goodman, so she's not worried about him.
Wow.
She really does. She wants to run him over with the car. She
Yeah.
searches him on Facebook to make sure his girlfriend broke up with him, and he accidentally sent her a Facebook request.
Which is such like an old person thing to be like,
Guys,
That's what I was talking about with Amanda last week. Like, they kind of the direction of this is interesting because it makes PETA look foolish a little bit. Like, it's kind of poking fun at both sides, which is an interesting point of view.
I
You know
don't
what I
think
mean?
they
Like,
make.
Jared looks like kind of like a bumbling da, 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 and it's like, what are you doing?
I haven't gotten that. Now maybe I'll
Mm.
be watching it with a different eyeball when I force somebody else in my house to watch it with me.
They do a little like
Mm.
womp womp music on him a couple
Yeah,
times.
well,
Like, yeah.
I mean, he did prevail getting those chimps out of that house and into
He
the
did,
chimp project.
and like, I think we can all agree they're the good guys here.
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
But like, I
yes.
don't feel like the film. Maybe they're just not overtly choosing that frame of reference. I don't know. It's interesting. So now Tanya tells fake director that when the raid happened, Tonka was actually with her. So she says he had a massive stroke right before that, and then they devised a plan to say they found him dead. We get the Cranberries "Linger" song, which is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
why is
great
this
use
song
of that.
on here? Yeah.
Amazing. Now remember, this is the chimp that she said could not survive a 14-hour trip.
Exactly.
She and her husband sedate him over several hours. It takes
Took
to
her
get
3
him
hours.
sedated.
Took her 3 hours to do it.
Yeah. They go to a Holiday Inn and they bring him inside. Do we need to put Holiday
Mark
Inn
that
on the
down.
list of things we never go to from
Yes.
these shows? Yes.
Mhm.
There was a fucking chimpanzee in the bathroom in their hotel room.
The question here is, why didn't they request a ground room floor? You
Yeah,
see those dummies pulling that cage up the stairs?
Very
good
good point.
It's a really good
Yes.
point.
If
Yeah,
they knew
I
they were
don't
going
know.
to take him out of the car and put him in the bathroom in that cage, also, how did they do that? The thing's got to weigh several hundred pounds.
How does
He's
the cage get
200
through
pounds.
the door
many?
of a room?
He's 200 pounds.
Oh, well, that's not that. I mean, I
But
guess
he's
that's the
dead
size of it.
weight. He's
Yeah.
dead weight when he's
Yeah.
knocked out. Trust me.
all
When
muscle.
Timmy tries to drag me drunk to the bed, I am dead weight. It's a lot more.
I was say 200 pounds is not that much,
No,
but
it's
I guess if it's a somebody who's not helping you,
Right.
Yeah.
so they kept him in the bathroom in KCP. Now, I have a phobia of hotel bathrooms. This is not helping.
No. Mm-mm.
Now
No.
you're going to be like, next
It's
time you
not
go to
good for you.
Holiday Inn, you look around for chimp pee. Yeah.
They were not. Tanya was not going to trash a local hotel. So they had the class enough to put him in the bathroom in case he peed. And then they went to Sai. So now we meet this guy, Sai. He's a chimp guy that she never met until the day she dropped Tonka off. and she said she wanted Tonka to go somewhere to someone who had large male chimps so that he could blend in. Okay.
Okay.
What do we think of this side character?
Well, I don't enjoy his gauges in his ears, and that's just a personal preference. I hate that so much.
I can't look. I can't even look at somebody with them. It upsets me.
We've got the girl that's on
I think that could be hot.
Corona. Oh, Corona's ears upset me so much.
Listen, I understand it's a personal preference, and there's definitely people listening. They're like, "What? I think it's so cool." I think it's not cool because guess what happens when you decide that you don't like that anymore? You're gonna have to have ear surgery.
There's going to be a whole specialty of ear surgery fixing for this situation.
I think it can be hot accompanied by an acoustic guitar.
That big? That big? Like that big?
Coronas are like this big.
Yeah, like larger than a quarter.
I just feel like that would freaking hurt.
Oh, yeah.
That would hurt.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand the point of it.
I don't either. So he is in Wilkesville, Ohio at the Union Ridge Wildlife Center, basically a roadside zoo. Yeah. Dwayne tells us Cy is not open to the public. He's a private collection. He even has tigers.
Who's Dwayne?
That was. The fake director. Sorry.
Okay.
Fake director.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Tanya gets there. The chimps are in these cages. It's really hard to watch. They are not in good cages. They're tiny cages. These chimpanzees do not belong in there. So we meet Cy. He says he was happy to help and he didn't know Tanya, but he has seen friends lose their animals because they were not willing to play by the rules. So he's there to help. And Tonka was there for 6 months and Tanya drove there all the time. Now, why didn't PETA track her movements?
Seriously, why aren't they following her?
I don't know.
Why aren't she taking her phone?
Well,
she said Kimberly she was air tag in the car.
She said she was evasive. Like she would go other places and she's like, they'd have to really be following me to figure it out. I was like, well, then they should have really been following you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's Alan Cumming's $10,000? What's it going for?
We can air tag all over the place with that money.
Cy claims this is a sanctuary. It's not. And he says he wants to house up to 24 chimps. And he says, I had to work hard on gaining Tanya's trust because I didn't make some good choices in the past. And he's like, if you Google my name, which I did.
Okay.
It's not good.
What was
well,
it?
He's been arrested since this has been filmed. He's been arrested for stealing the money. I think he went to court for it.
Okay, got it.
Stealing the money and buying all the chimps and lying and evading and all this stuff. So he's in jail.
Okay, but question. What was he in trouble for initially? Who did he steal money from? Because honestly, when he started talking about that, I went to get a drink. And so I forgot.
He was appointed to be the township fiscal officer. So he was in charge of the money of the town.
Okay.
And he
embezzled that.
And he got hooked on buying random things on auction, whatever that means. And stole $340,000 from the township.
Wait. So he was a shopaholic?
He was a rare animal-aholic.
Oh, okay. So, okay. So this property, later when we see they're standing by the graveside and stuff, does he live in a trailer and then he's got all these animals in these tiny little cages? Or is the trailer part of the zoo? I was trying to figure that out.
I thought the trailer was part of the zoo.
I think it's part of the zoo. I think it's like the offices or whatever.
Because I couldn't tell if he had like a house and then come on in the backyard for $10. I'll show you my flamingo. I couldn't tell what was happening there. Also, I was so grossed out looking at him that I kept turning around.
He was difficult to look at.
Yeah, no, not good. At this time when we see him, he's facing jail time if he doesn't repay that money back.
Okay.
So I'm assuming
he's in trouble for that.
It.
He's not in trouble for the Tonka thing that you could find.
Right. Not yet. Correct.
Not yet. Okay.
So Tanya laughs at how she lied to Jared about the cremation. And so what they did is they dug up Ricky, who was a chimpanzee about Tonka's size, who had passed away on Cy's property, and Cy had buried him, but took his head off first and buried him. God. And then they dug him back up and they took his, 80% decomposed body and drove with it to the Ozarks.
So she had dead Ricky, 80% decomposed.
Yes.
Headless in her car.
And Tonka.
With a 200-pound sedated chimp in her car.
Yeah.
You guys, the digging up the headless, the cremate, all of it is so dark.
It's so
when
dark.
They were talking about digging up Ricky. They were laughing. I was like, I was like, I don't know what else this show can give us. Like, I don't know where we're going to go in episode 4.
It is bonkers. Poor Ricky. Justice for Ricky, who deserved a final resting place with his head on.
So he cuts Ricky's head off and then does what to get down to the skull? How does he get it? That's
I don't want to know.
Disgusting. This is like your pet that you loved.
I know.
Violet dies. I'm going to cut her head off and wait for it to decompose and keep her jawbone. What?
Oh, this got dark.
It's gross.
I'm clipping that audio and I'm going to play it all the time.
This is like abuse.
Weird underbelly of the world.
Abuse of a corpse, or I mean,
I think it could be abuse of a corpse. I don't know.
I think so too.
I mean, does that apply to animals? It should.
I don't know.
It should. People get in trouble for abusing animals, so
I don't know. That's what they got the people on with Mother God, right? They got them on abuse of a corpse.
They're all around the West.
Well, she was in fact a blue human.
She
corpse.
had turned into a Smurf, so
yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Bless.
Now we meet Justin Range, Tanya's son. And he says, my mom wouldn't even let me come down here. I did not know Tonka was here. And one day I saw him and I was like, whoa. And he says, it's like walking on eggshells.
I want to hug him. I'm so sad for him.
Okay, so I want to get into the mentality of Tanya here. Because we see this again with Tamara and Buck. Tanya says, I was meant to be a caretaker. She got married at 19.
To some older man.
Her husband didn't believe she should work. So she became a foster parent. She has had 75 foster children, and some of them were special needs kids. She said her daughter was 6 weeks old and she had fetal alcohol syndrome. So she required lots of care. They adopted her officially at just over 2 years old. And then she got pregnant with her son, who we met, Justin. He is her only biological child. Now, we don't know. She's talking about the daughter kind of in past tense. Is the daughter still with us? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Unclear.
Listen, it's great that she was a foster parent to all those special needs kids.
Yes,
that is a calling, and that's
if she
wonderful.
treated them well. Yes.
So why didn't she keep doing that? Why did she switch over to
chimpanzees?
Well, and then she says the kids grew up and they left me, and I was all alone.
What happens. Yeah.
And we're seeing
keep fostering. You can keep fostering. She's only like in her 50s.
But we're seeing this as a common thread of like these women who it's almost like Hoarders. Do you ever watch the show Hoarders?
No.
Like I love
know
that
of it,
show.
but I can't.
I'm so into it because there's such a dark personal story usually behind each story.
Yes.
And a lot of times it's somebody who's lost a child or couldn't have children or they've suffered some kind of loss.
Okay.
That they need to parent or to, you know what I mean, to caretake. And they think they are taking care of all of these things. And it feels adjacent to that. You know what I mean? That there is a hole in her that she is trying to
fill with other people's love.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about these chimps is they can't fight back. They can't argue with her. They don't become 16-year-old boys.
Until they do.
Until they do.
She's just trying. She just needs to take care of something, and she needs to feel wanted and needed at all times, like 24/7. She has to feel wanted and needed, and like she's the hero of every story. She's the one that everybody's going to for help. That's her call in life. But she's taken it too far with Tonka. Like it was okay, but it was a bunch of chimps. Right. When it narrowed down to this one, oh my God.
Well, and that comes from somewhere. Like I need eyes on her backstory.
I want to know everything that got us to this place.
Yes.
I don't know why she doesn't say like, I love these chimps. I want to protect them. I'm going to go work for Project Chimp. Her husband is willing to pack up and move wherever she wants. Right. So why can't she move to Florida and work for Project Chimp at that beautiful oasis that we saw?
Because
then they won't live in her house.
Because like Bo later, Tamara's son says with his Guns N' Roses shirt on, which I appreciated, like Bo says, it's not about the chimps. It's about them. You know what I mean? It's about Tanya. It's not about the chimps. That's the problem here. Like Tonka does something for Tanya specifically that she's not going to get the same fulfillment at Project Chimp helping.
No.
You and I would, but like she's not going to get.
She can still
that
see
filled.
Tonka every day.
Mm,
Mm.
No, all right.
It's about
All
her.
right. Okay.
So Justin says at a young age she became obsessed with monkeys, and if he had a school event and the monkeys needed her, guess where she would? She would stay home with the monkeys. And he goes, she even told the fucking news that she loved the monkeys more than me. And we were all like, yeah, we saw that, dude.
We
Sorry
saw
about
that.
Oh God.
We were hoping you
Imagine.
didn't see that, Justin. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He says, I love my mom, but if you asked her, she would tell you that I don't need her and the chimps need her 24/7. I'm using
'Cause
monkeys and chimps interchangeably, and I probably should not be. I apologize.
That's okay.
But
They're
yeah,
not
no,
listening.
that's the whole thing. He's grown up. He's an adult now. He can leave her. These chimps can't leave her.
Right.
But it's
And they are
interesting, too.
completely dependent on her
He
for
said-
everything.
Yeah, he said, I've told her, yes, Mom, of course I still need you.
Of course.
Yeah.
But it's not like before when it's for every meal, everything.
Right.
And by the way, what is she getting out of petting Tonka through a cage? Do you know what I mean? It's not like when
I
they're
don't
little
know.
and you can like snuggle them and play with them and stuff. But I don't.
Mary Payne, now that you've sent your youngest off to college, I think there's only one answer here. You got to get a
You
chimpanzee.
need a chimpanzee.
Dress him up in John's clothes. Let him sleep in John's room.
Just get an Ole Miss t-shirt. It'll be great.
I did enjoy that they showed that the chimps could like go in the potty. I'm like, okay, well that's nice. They could go
There
in
you
the
go.
potty, so
There you
there
go.
that takes one problem away from being a pet owner.
Mhm.
But no, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
All right.
still I'm pushing for a third dog, but nobody's biting.
Nobody's
else is
biting,
interested.
literally.
Nobody's into it but me. Yeah.
So now we see Brittany Pete again. She is counsel for PETA. She says there is a culture of mostly women who raise these chimps like they are children and babies, but this is a fantasy that often ends in tragedy. And that was the case with our latest Buck in Pendleton, Oregon. I'm like, oh dear God, what did Buck do? Here we go.
I thought Travis was bad enough. Now we have Buck.
No, but poor Buck.
I know. I'm sad.
I know.
So sad for Buck.
I know.
I don't feel like Buck did anything wrong.
Buck did nothing. Buck acted like an animal because he is one. Like he acted with his instincts. Is what he's supposed to do.
But I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he wanted to go back to his room.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he wanted to go to his room.
Yeah.
And who's this bitch in here?
I felt that way some days. I just want to go to my room. I just
Get
want to
out
go
of
to
my room.
bed.
Yeah, I say that to my kids all the time. Get out of here. I just want to go to bed. Yes.
So Jamie Bennett was Buck's nanny, and she says Pendleton, is that the name of the town? Yeah, Pendleton is a rural Oregon town, and they're conservative. They're proud of it. She says she met Tamara Brigatti when she came into Jamie's store with the little chimpanzee, and she liked Buck, and they had play dates, and everybody in town grew to love Buck. Just like Travis. Buck would go to the local stores. Everybody thought he was so cute. He had a skateboard. He had his own dog. Jamie became real into this ape and spent 4 to 6 days. My daughters are 17. Mary Payne, you have a 20-something-year-old, right? If Anna started spending 4 to 6 days a week with an ape, with a chimpanzee, with any large animal, wouldn't you be like, maybe you're spending a little too much time with this thing, with this person, with this animal?
I'd be more concerned about why are you going to that lady's house?
Right.
Like,
yeah,
what's happening with that? What's happening with that adult lady that you're hanging out with that also has a chimpanzee? Like, I think you need to get enroll into the debate club or something. Yeah.
Get a job. Like Timmy would say, get a job.
Let's find something else to
Tells
do.
our girl. Whenever my girls say they're bored, it's get a job. We have a job, get another one. Okay.
Why don't you have two?
So her own kid, Tamara's own son, Bo, is like, yeah, we love her, but she's a tough, mean old lady, and that's all I have to say about my mother.
Oh, wow. He hates her.
He hates her.
He hates her.
He says Buck was gorgeous. He was the Tom Brady of chimps.
Okay.
But he says my mother loved Buck more than me. And Tamara used to tell people she was a primatologist and she was studying Buck. And she would be the first person to ever raise a chimp in a family setting.
Okay. Well, no, she's not, because plenty of people are doing it. Now, they don't always end up alive, but plenty of people are doing it. Yeah.
Jamie says, no, she was not a primatologist or whatever the hell she was telling people, because she went to community college. She didn't have that degree. She wasn't qualified at all. And she didn't care about Buck or his safety or well-being. She just wanted the attention.
Ding, ding, ding.
We see one of the townspeople, some like guy, I didn't get his name. And like, they just went into a local bar, grabbed this guy, right? And they're like, call Tamara. So he calls Tamara up and he's like, don't you want to meet with this camera crew? Don't you want to help get Buck's story out there? And she's like, I will burn your house down, motherfucker. Don't talk to these people. It's like, okay.
This woman was terrifying.
What did she say specifically? Didn't she say
said,
something?
I will take the food out of their children's mouths.
Yeah, it's very similar. It reminded me of, for anybody that watches Housewives of New Jersey, a couple of weeks ago when Louis said regarding Margaret Josephs, I hope she suffers and I hope her son suffers.
Wow. Is her son like a grown adult who's a huge dickhead, or
he is a grown adult. He's a grown adult that's never been on the show, but
so
Louis,
he has nothing to.
But Louis has tracked him down at his office and threatened him on the phone. And then nice. Margaret brought it up at the reunion. So, like, you know what you did? Like, you called my child, who's maybe he's 25, maybe he's 30, I don't know, at his place of business and threatened him. There's like a active police report about it. Like, he was his life was there was a threat, but like it's all very hush hush. But that's why he said, I hope she suffers and I hope her son suffers. It's like, oh wow, well, you already in trouble with the law for threatening her son, who has nothing to do with anything. He was just trying to like upset Margaret. So he's threatening the child. So, but that reminded me of that. It's like, I'll take food out of their mouths. I'll burn their house down. I'll rip their fingernails out. And then I'll get mad. I was like, okay.
Wow.
So Bo was right. Bo was right. She's a bad person.
Well, Tamara goes, just keep your head down and shut up. And this guy's like, oh, okay, I'm going to go back into my Jenny light. Like, he's just not here for this. Yeah. Jamie says Tamara was the reason she quit taking care of Buck, because she couldn't take Tamara anymore. She hated her. Tamara wanted to make people believe that she was building things and improving the property, and she wasn't. Nothing was being done. And Bo, her son, says, you know, Buck just wasn't happy. He wasn't able to go out and play anymore. So I don't know what happened, but it sounds like the situation with Buck just got worse and worse and more isolated and isolated and isolated, similar to what happened with Travis when his father died.
Yep.
So,
but why was he unable to go outside and play anymore? Like,
that's PETA what I don't understand. I think he was out of control.
I thought like PETA had heard about him and then called her on the phone. And that's why it's like,
oh, I have that coming a little bit later, but maybe. Okay. So then she has him fucking castrated and wearing a shock collar. Oh, God.
That's awful.
When he would get upset, she would shit all over himself. And this is when Jamie, the nanny girl, she's like, I couldn't go there anymore. Like,
I couldn't. It's awful. He didn't do anything wrong.
He did nothing wrong. So PETA finds her. I don't know if Jamie tipped them off. We don't really know how, but they found her. They say it's through Facebook. And they submit a complaint to the state, and Tamara calls Brittany, and she sounds crazy, and she's sobbing. And then she invited Brittany there to see Buck. So she's like, okay, PETA, you want to come here and see him? You can come and see him. But then, and they're like, okay, but she keeps canceling the date. It's the pandemic.
Is Brittany also a lawyer like Jared?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's their general counsel. So she's isolating more and more, and she just wanted him to. So Jamie says she just wanted Buck to sit on the couch and hang out with her. And then we cut to, this was brilliant, Tanya kind of doing the same thing with Tonka, but he's in the cage, but he's right next to her. And she
says he wants somebody to sit on the couch while she drinks scotch, is what she said.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. And we see Tanya sitting on the couch showing him the videos. Yep.
With her wine at night. Yes.
Yeah, drinking alone is boring. Drinking with your chimpanzee is fine.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I do need a chimpanzee.
Yes. So you'll never drink alone, Mary Payne.
Never drink alone. All right.
So cut to Tanya and her son saying Tonka is not a fighter. He gets picked on when other monkeys or chimpanzees or apes are around. And, you know, he has to be isolated and we're worried about him. And then we go to Dwayne, fake director. He's a clown and he's at a child's birthday party. Full clown makeup.
No clowns.
First of all, the kids were not here for that bullshit. Not one of them was interested. None of them. And it took me a full 2 minutes to be like,
Who
What?
is this again? What's going on?
Who is this?
Yeah.
Because they were like attorney Michael Weinstein on the phone, and I go,
Mm-hmm.
the attorney is a clown. I'm so confused.
Yes,
so
not good.
confused.
This is fake director. So he's playing intermediary a little bit for Tanya and kind of being like, how can she get out of this?
Mhm.
And the lawyer says, well, here's what she can do. She can shuffle the animal to another facility and keep him, moving around. She can kill him legit, and then she doesn't have to lie about being dead anymore. Or she could throw herself at the mercy of the court. So Dwayne's like, oh, so there's no good options. No good options.
Mm-mm.
PETA puts up a $10,000 reward for Tonka and Tanya and Tanya says this is putting a target on our backs. Alan Cumming sneaks in, that little sly guy, and he puts another 10K into it.
Love it.
And
Tanya
God, she
hates Alan Cumming.
Hates him.
How?
Wow.
How could anybody
How
hate
could
that
anybody
little
hate him?
that little Scottish elf? I love him.
Do you
He's a national
remember?
treasure.
Wasn't he in that movie Mini Driver? It was a long time ago.
Circle of Friends.
Uh-huh.
Yes. One of my all-time favorite movies.
Yes.
Mhm,
Okay.
Maeve Binchy, that brand new,
Yep.
that brand new author I just discovered.
Yes.
Maeve Binchy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you just discovered Maeve Binchy? Okay.
A couple of years ago, I discovered Maeve Binchy, and I was like, "Wow, I can't believe it!" And my friend Anne was like, "She's if she was alive, she'd be 112. What are you talking about?" I was like, "What?"
I do that with music all the time. I'll be like, oh my God, I just heard of this great band, Green Day. And somebody's like, they've been around for like 10 years. What are you talking
There's
about?
also they already have a Broadway musical. They've been
I
around
do this
that
all
long.
the time.
Yes,
I do
yeah.
this all the time. So now we have a conversation with Eric and the journalist Peter Lawfer. So kind of the overarching theme of this episode is like, Eric Good has this information. What is the ethical thing he should do with it?
Mhm.
And so he's talking with Peter Lawfer, who's like, how can you act in a way to get the story, but you have to hope that the end result is more positive than the negative? So in other words, is there risk in waiting?
Mhm.
And at first he's like, no, I don't think there is. Like, I think she's going to open this up for us. But
she's going to
then
lead us to more of these exotic animal dealers and all that. Yeah.
But then fake director and Tanya are talking, and Tanya is worried about someone needing the 20K and possibly turning her in. And she says, I don't know what to do because I'm screwed. And she says, Tonka is in congestive heart failure and the vet wants to put him down. So we have an appointment on June 2nd.
Can we eyes on the vet?
Yeah, who's this
treating
vet?
the 200-pound chimp in a basement.
We've never seen this vet.
Mm-mm.
There's no vet. She does not have a veterinarian coming to her home to no, that's not true.
Well, the fact that when she described the veterinarian in, I think, episode 1 or 2, that she had to call him a certified veterinarian, is immediately questionable.
Because I don't think veterinarians are not. I mean, you're board certified in veterinary medicine. Yeah. Does the vet condone the Happy Meals and the 2-liter bottles of Coke?
No,
I don't think so.
A vet is not going to say if the chimp is in congestive heart failure, it is because of his terrible diet. But it was interesting too. On the board there, I noticed the what he eats in a day. It's like, 2 ears of corn, 2 melons, 2 this. This is breakfast, lunch, dinner for Mr. T. Da da da. And all of it was like fruits and vegetables. And I was like, why? Then why are you swinging by and getting like a triple Happy Meal? And the Powerade
thinks
and stuff.
It's a treat.
Yes,
okay,
it's bad for anybody. I mean, there's no vet, and that made me. I don't know why I'm so focused on her. And I was like, she's lying. There's no vet.
There's no vet.
There's no vet.
All they would have to do is drive around the Lake of the Ozarks and find the 10 vets in the area and ask them.
I'm going to guess there's not a lot of primate large animal vets in and around the Lake of the Ozarks.
Right.
If we see the vet, will this be a Caesar Maria situation where Maria was real?
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because I don't believe that is real.
I'll be like, what?
I think she's like, the vet says that he's really, really sick. Also, how long would a chimpanzee be in congestive heart failure? Are we 3 years down the line?
I don't know. She's been saying this for like 6 months.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, the only person I know who died of congestive heart failure was dead in like a couple days from it. So I don't know.
You can live with it, but you need a lot. It's got to be very well monitored. There's a lot of medication.
You need oxygen. You need a lot of medications. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not.
True.
it's not like you can just be like, oh, I'm in congestive heart failure. I'm just going to
not
fuck off to
necessarily
the
fatal. Yeah.
No, but it's not good.
I mean, you won't live for that long.
No,
is my thought.
We're
But
not
I don't know
talking
what it
years
is
here.
for a chimpanzee. We don't know because we're not
We
vets
don't know.
either.
No.
So Dwayne now and Eric talk, and Eric is like freaked out. He's like, is she going to kill him just to get off the hook here?
June 2nd is the date.
And Dwayne says, I think he's in bad health, but like, I'm not a vet. I'm not a certified vet. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who doesn't look good, but I'm not sure what good or bad looks like on a chimpanzee's face.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Is this like if your nose isn't wet anymore like a dog, it's a problem thing or what?
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah. So I was kind of like, why are they breaking up the Buck story in this way? And then I realized when we get the end of the Buck story, I have to hand it to Eric Good. From a writing standpoint, he's a good director.
He tells a good story.
He tells a good story. He really does. There's a lot of parallels happening that you're not even aware of consciously.
Yeah.
So Buck, the end of Buck's story goes like this. PETA gets involved. Oh, yes.
Mary.
I forgot. Right when we get the first shot of Tanya in this episode, and we get it several more times. Oh, if I had my bar here, I would do my wig court sound. The wig going on in this episode.
She does have a wig. We'll have to get Keisha. We can't weigh in on this.
This wig that she's wearing in this episode looks like she stuck her head in a blender.
It's real bad. It's like kind of crooked and sticking up.
And it's like, the rest of them, although they are terrible and sometimes don't meet the skin properly, are at least look like, okay, she's got big, blonde, stupid, fake Dolly Parton hair. This looks like maybe a wig that she did have that she slapped on and put some Angela clips in and then also stuck her head out of a car window.
Yeah.
Like it looks when it first came out, I was like, oh, we're really going downhill.
It looks like she took a power nap and just never did anything about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. That had nothing to do with Buck. It just occurred to me that we hadn't brought up the wig yet. Okay.
Yeah. The wig's important.
Okay. So PETA gets involved. Buck's story gets ugly. Now the daughter moves home with the mother, the poor innocent daughter who's done nothing wrong.
Poor kid. Jesus.
So the mother lets Tamara lets her daughter move into Buck's room, and she takes Buck out, and I forget where she puts him.
Upstairs.
Is there an enclosed encasement though, or does she just put him? He's not running free right now.
Yeah.
He's in a cage.
He's sleeping in a cage.
Sleeping with
her. He was sleeping with her. They showed pictures of him like.
Okay. But I don't know if that's when he was younger.
My husband, but in chimp form.
Yeah, I feel like that was when he was younger that they showed that. I think I think she moved his cage and stuff,
his enclosure
upstairs because when they let him out to like
she would have to tell the daughter
close your door, the morning coffee sitch. But they pointed out. I mean, I think that Bo pointed out you can't. This is the room this chimp has had its whole entire life.
And he just wanted to go back there. Like even Travis, when Travis was shot after eating that woman's face, he ran back to his cage and died in his cage. Yeah. Like that is their, like a dog in a crate. That is their safety. That is their space. So weird.
Oh God, this is so upsetting. This is so upsetting.
Trigger warning, guys.
This is more upsetting to me than the eating of the face.
No, not to me. I don't know. They're both pretty bad.
Yeah, they're both really bad.
Okay.
So one morning, supposedly Tamara forgets to yell down to the daughter, lock your door. I got a chimpanzee getting some coffee. And the daughter does not lock her door. And Buck runs down there and goes buck wild on her and just is scratching her and biting her and attacking her.
In her bed.
And there's blood all over the place. She's in bed. She's trying to fight him off. He stopped and looked at Tamara like he was confused when Tamara got there. So somehow Tamara manages to get him out of the room and get herself in the room. And she locks the door. She calls the cops like this. Hi, yeah, I'm going to need an ambulance and probably like a SWAT team because chimpanzee is eating my daughter. I'm like, what? What?
This is another one of those 911 calls, Amy, where the person's like, ew.
I always say, Mary Payne, if you call 911 and the operator goes, ew, that's not good. You're not in a good situation.
I felt like this was like, I'm going to need an ambulance and I'm going to need a guy that is a sharpshooter to kill my monkey. And the lady goes, okay, what's your location? Like, what?
It was so weird. It was so weird. Like, I don't know. I'm just one who I often fly into hysterics. I'm good in the situation. Like, I can do the things, but I get hysterical in my yelling and I start cursing at people when I'm in a moment like that. I would have been like cursing like up a storm.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do if my chimpanzee was murdering my daughter. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. So we see that she tells them on the phone, you have to shoot him in the head. Headshot. That's it. Jamie believes Tamara was looking for a way out and was never going to let it be through PETA. I have a question.
Yes, Amy.
Yes, Amy.
Why couldn't she just set him free out into the wilderness?
Well, okay.
Or take him out into the Cascades and just let him go in the mountains? I don't think that's a good idea.
That's not, no.
No, I don't think that's a good solution.
She could have sent him to the Chimp Project as well. And the whole thing about like Tonka is like such a baby and he gets bullied by but I think the people at the Chimp Project
could help with that.
Could take care of that.
It would know not to put him in a general population with other big aggressive male chimps. And also they could do the same with They could also do the same with Buck.
Yeah. Let this
Buck
just
and Tonka could be friends.
Let this be your weekly reminder. I'll put it in the show notes to chip into your local Project Chimp and help them help
Project Chimp. Is there one in every county?
I'm just gonna need more uplifting videos for them to get this
go
taste
there,
out of my
donate.
mouth.
They're doing good work. Okay.
Oh.
So we see the shot. This was the opening scene with the cops.
Right.
And the daughter's injured real bad. The cop is like, ew. Which again, that's not doctors, cops, 911. You just don't want anybody doing that.
No.
So the sister is okay. The brother's crying when he's remembering this and telling the story. He's like, but my sister is okay. Yeah.
He said it looked like shark bites.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
Brother cries, says the shooting was 100% justified. The town says something else should have happened. He didn't need to be killed. And Tamara called Brittany, the general counsel for PETA, blamed it on her, told her it was her fault. And Brittany starts crying in the interview, remembering this. And she says, we were making progress. And then she just stops and she starts to cry.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, she's like, we could have gotten that chimp from them and taken that chimp to a beautiful island paradise where they keep showing that place. And I'm like, whoa, I want to go there.
Yes. Jamie's getting a tattoo for Buck. And she basically says, the love you feel for the ape is real. What they're doing, she's the one who says it, but what they're doing is for them. And it's at the expense of the ape. Because there will always come a day when they will need more care than you can provide.
Yeah.
But I think what we learned with Travis was they get to be 6 or 7 and they're full-grown males that are aggressive. So I feel like maybe Buck wasn't really aggressive because he'd been castrated. That's why he was able to sit on the porch and have the morning coffee and all the things.
Maybe.
But he just went to a room and was like, who the fuck is this in my room?
Yeah, what they said about Travis is he always had that energy of a kindergartner. Yeah. But like now it's in the body of a man. Right.
Right.
And you can't physically control that.
And we don't even know why Travis attacked that woman and ate her face. Like we don't even know what spawned
She had her hairstyle different and she had
there was an Elmo.
What? What do you mean?
So there were a couple things that were different. Number one is help me, Amanda. She had her hair different.
She had a different hairstyle when she went to visit him. So like Travis knew this woman well.
Okay.
And was a constant caregiver, but she showed up and her hair was different. Okay. And she brought him an Elmo doll.
Okay.
And that seems to be when he lost his shit.
Did
Elmo do that? Did Elmo do that?
Ooh, we don't know.
Was it one of those like
talking Elmo?
It was a tickle me Elmo.
Like
tickle me Elmo.
You press the hand and it goes.
Can I tell you guys that my Gram's name was Ellen and people used to call her Elma because she was Ellen May.
Okay.
And so one Christmas, my Uncle Joe called her Tickle Me Elma. And we thought it was the funniest thing on earth. And I called her that like until she died. Tickle Me Elma.
Okay. I didn't realize that Travis got set off by an Elmo and a different hairstyle.
There was also like a lot of stuff going on with Travis.
Right.
His
father had
was
died.
Getting smaller. His father died. She started hoarding.
Giving a hoarder.
So the house was changing. It was like there were
Again,
things
not Travis's fault.
No.
right, very similar though to what's been going on with Buck. It's so bad.
These
So at
poor
the end,
animals.
Eric and fake director sit down with Jared Goodman now. They're meeting with PETA and they turn over the footage. And Jared is like, thank you so much for giving us this. And Eric goes, should we go off the record? And Jared's like, I think so. And the camera shut off.
So how are they going to get him before June 2nd?
I don't know.
Where
I don't trust
is
this woman to
Tonka?
euthanize him. I don't trust this woman to euthanize him. I don't.
They're just going to have to surveil her, right?
Yeah.
And then break in and grab him.
They're going to have to break in.
Well, they know where he is now. So they're just
Right.
going to have to go get him, period.
And wouldn't you think one of these veterinarian, if she's working with, a certified veterinarian, wouldn't you think the veterinarian would call the authorities and be like, this is bad?
Well, that's why I'm saying there's no veterinarian.
There's no veterinarian.
There's a lot of seedy people in this underbelly of this world.
Well, that's true. That's true. I'm just thinking
Some
about
guy
like your local vet.
probably graduated from veterinary school, like never worked as a vet and is just doing this because he's a certified vet on the side for a bunch of money. I'm telling you, it's probably some seedy guy.
What was it that we watched that the veterinarian was the one that gave the drugs? Was it Breaking Bad? I think it was Breaking Bad, where they had a vet that would give help transport the drugs. I think it was
Breaking Bad.
That had the vet.
I mean, they use a vet on Yellowstone a lot when people are in trouble.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. This is more of you go to the vet and you have a prescription and you get your fentanyl or whatever. Yeah.
Oh no, this is more like Rip shot you, and we have to make sure that you don't go to the authorities because you've lived. So we're going to get you to the vet. They'll fix you up.
Okay, it's Better Call Saul. It's better. Okay. Yes. Yes. On Better Call Saul, there's a vet that you go to, and they give you your meth or whatnot.
Okay.
That's so nice.
Okay. All right. Guys,
I don't think he's certified either. Yeah.
Get your cat a rabies shot. Get your fentanyl.
Yeah.
One-stop shop.
One stop.
That's it. That's Chimp Crazy season 1, episode 3.
I'm loving there's only one more.
This is a story of these people are goddamn heroes who are trying to bring down this ring. I need to see them prevail.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting too about the difference between this one and Tiger King is you can't really like look at you, little cute little tiger. It's not quite the same thing as like a chimp is so human like that it's you definitely don't want the tigers anything terrible to happen to them. But if they rip somebody's face off, you're like, okay, well, it's a tiger. And tigers are like 600 pounds. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm trying to like grasp the.
And particularly if you raise this chimp from a baby, like you cuddled it like a toddler and like a baby.
And on that first episode, that one lady was breastfeeding it.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Did we ever see that lady again? What lady was that?
Wasn't it Connie?
No, wasn't that Connie? I thought it was Connie.
Yeah, was it Connie?
Yeah,
I think it was breastfeeding. Yeah,
it was either. It wasn't Travis's mother, was it?
No, because it was episode 1. What's Connie up to? What's happening over there at Chimp World? What's happening at Chimp World over with Connie?
I don't think Connie's talking to anybody. I think Connie's
she is rich as all get out.
Yeah,
she's loaded.
These people are real rich. That's another thing.
All right, maybe I do need a chimp. They can drink at night with me. I can get rich off of them. What am I doing? What am I doing, guys? What am I doing with this
Put them
podcast?
in John's clothes. You have an extra bedroom. It's fine.
Won't go over well when John comes home from school. And
you can't come home from Thanksgiving, honey. You can't.
And then the chimp murders John. It's not great.
No, it's not going to go.
Oh, God.
I think I'm going to make an executive decision and say you shouldn't get the.
I don't feel like it's a good fit for you and your family, Mary Payne.
Third dog, yes. Chimpanzee,
no.
Just a new little fluffy puppy.
If you got a third dog, would you get the same kind?
Yeah.
Or would you get a different breed?
Same people, same dog. I mean, probably close to the same color, just because we wouldn't want the third one to feel weird if they were a different color, even though I'm pretty sure they don't know that they're a different color. But yeah, I said, look, I'm fine not to talk about it anymore. We can table it till January. And Dave's like, why January? I go, I don't know. That'll be the date that we'll start talking about it again.
It's a new year.
It's a new year. Yeah. But I've been told we don't even have time to take care of the 2 dogs that we have. I'm like, well, they would have a new little friend to play with.
Well, I keep talking about the chicken coop, and I think I have Timmy real close.
Ooh,
Really?
now a chicken
Mhm,
coop is a great
mhm,
idea, but you really
mhm.
gotta do like that weirdo on Before the 90, uh,
Rain,
Renee,
whatever her
Rain
name is.
Renee,
Renee.
because that was a fabulous setup.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Each chicken had their own little room. It was really
Yep,
cute.
yep.
Yeah, you gotta do all
I
that. You gotta
was
keep out the coyotes and whatnot.
I was side-eyeing her to make sure those animals looked well taken care of, and they did.
I
They
think they're
did.
very well taken care of. I think
Some of
that's
the
Mhm.
probably
stuff
the
we
only
see
thing
on
she can
Love
do
Off the
well.
Grid.
Mm-mm,
Mm-mm,
mm-mm.
mm-mm. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Mary Payne, most of my audience knows you, but tell them where they can find you. The ones who don't.
Anywhere you listen to your podcast, it's Pink Shade Podcast, and I'm on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod, and you can find out what I'm covering every week over there. And it's a lot of stuff, and you'll see Amye over there every Friday.
Yes, and if you want to hear me talk 90 Day Toe, head on over to Hey Bunky because that's where I'll be talking about it with Mary
Yeah,
Payne.
she's never even watched it, so she's got a lot of catching
I
up to
gotta
do.
watch like 12 episodes tonight.
They're very quick episodes too.
They are
It's really
quick, yeah.
they are quick. Yeah,
Oh, is it 45 minutes?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
short.
And
they're short.
honestly, Amy Sarper and Shekinah, it's just the same every week.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God,
I
those
think I
two.
watched actually 1 or 2 episodes. I just have to go back and see where I left off.
She looks
Yeah,
so much better without all that makeup on.
Yes.
So
well,
much
Yeah.
better.
yeah, just like freaking Tanya over here on Chimp
Yeah.
Crazy. Well,
No.
no, I take that back. She doesn't look better. She looks
I
the
don't want to
same.
see her
No.
either way.
No,
No.
ooh.
Mm-mm.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you soon.
Take care, everyone.